Good morning, boys and girls. It's the 30th of April today. Today, Miss Duncan's going to be going over a little video to help you with your grammar work, and today we are focusing on connectives, which are joining words that joins two sentences together. I'm sure you know all about them already. Have a think at home with mums and dads about words that you think are connectives and discuss them. This work will go over it a little bit more and explain how to do your connective activity Miss Duncan has set for you on Teams. As always, if you have any questions, please get in touch, and good luck with your grammar work, and I will see you tomorrow. Today's grammar lesson is going to focus on connectives. We are going to be learning about connectives. Before you get going, I would like you to have a discussion with someone at home about what you think connectives are. Now, when we're doing our story writing, Miss Duncan goes over VCOP, and we know that V stands for vocabulary, C stands for connective, O stands for openers, and P stands for punctuation. So I would like you to have a think about what connectives are. We've discussed it before we've done our story writing. Have a little chat, pause the video just now, have a little chat if there's someone there at home with you just now who's sitting with you or going around, and have a discussion with them about what you think connectives are. Once you've had your discussion, hopefully you came up with the fact that connectives are words that are used to join two sentences together. So instead of having two separate sentences with a full stop between them, we can put a connective where the full stop would be to join the two sentences together. And this helps extend our writing further. There are some connectives that we often use. There are some that you would use more than others. The main one that you would probably use a lot in your work would be and. There's also but, because would be another one you would use quite a bit. Then would be another one you would use quite a bit, and so. These are all quite common ones that you would use in your writing weekly and daily. The first connective we are going to focus on in this video is and. And we use and to join two things that are the same together in a sentence. An example for you is I like apples and I like pears. Another example could be I like chocolate and I like ice cream. We use and to carry on the same idea. I went to Malacca and I went to Singapore in the holidays. You could also say I went to Spain and I went to Italy. The next connective we are going to focus on is but. We use but to join two sentences that are opposites. An example would be I like apples, but I don't like oranges. So it might compare two things, one that you like and one that you don't like. So for example, it could be I like vegetables, but I don't like broccoli. So there might be one that you don't like in particular. We use but when something happens to change our plans. I wanted to go swimming, but it started to rain. So the person wanted to go swimming, but it started to rain. So because it started to rain, they were no longer able to go swimming. Another example would be, I wanted to play with my friends, but they were busy. So let's say the boy wanted to play with his friends. He went and knocked on their door, but they were busy, so he had no one to play with, so he had to change his plans. The next connective, is because. We use because to explain what we are thinking. An example would be, I like apples because they taste good. So you're given a reason as to why you are thinking something. An example that Miss Duncan would say, I like crisps because they are very addictive and I can't stop eating them. We use because to also explain why something has happened. I wanted to go swimming because it was very hot. Another example would be I ran away from the spider because I was scared. Another example of a connective is so. We use so to explain why we did something. I was hungry, so I had an apple. So the boy had an apple because he was feeling hungry. The girl was tired, so she went to sleep. She went to her bed because she was tired. So it explains and gives a reason as to why you did something. And that's similar to one of the ways that we might use because as well. The next one is then. We use then to say what happens next, to continue on or to add more about what happened next. I went to the pool, then I went swimming. Another example would be the little girl went to the shop, then she walked to the park. I want you to have a think just now about which connective out of and, but, because, then, and so would fit into these sentences. So the first one is I went to the sports hall, blank, it was time for PE. So let's try them all and see which one makes sense. I went to the sports hall and it was time for PE. I went to the sports hall because it was time for PE. I went to the sports hall, but it was time for PE. I went to the sports hall, then it was time for PE. I went to the sports hall because it was time for PE. Which one do you think fits? Have a discussion or have a think. You can even write it down if you have a pen or paper or pencil or paper near you. And I want you to have a think about the rest as well. Today we have swimming, blank, we have snack time. So which connective out of those 5 do you think fits best in there? Next one down. We wanted to use the playground, blank, it wasn't ready. So the boys and girls wanted to use their new playground, it wasn't ready. We have to finish our insect project, blank, we have to do our English. We listened well in music last week. We all got a merit. So a merit is a bit like a sticker, or in our class you might get your name moved up. So they listened well in music last week. We all got a merit. Have a think about which connectives you think works in there. Miss Duncan's made a little mistake there. It says we were listened, so does it make sense? Do we need to take out the were and make it listened? And here's a little reminder for you of 2 of the connectors you might use the most, and but. Use and when 2 things are the same or to keep talking about the same thing. Use but when 2 things are the opposite or to talk about why a plan has changed or why something didn't happen. Miss Duncan is going to go on and explain connectives in a bit more detail and go over your work today. So we'll do that just now.
Miss Duncan is going to go over some examples of how you can use different connectives to join a sentence together. The first sentence I am going to write is 2 sentences, sorry. It is a beautiful day. I am going to the park. So we have got 2 sentences there. I am going to use one of these connectives to join those 2 sentences together. Let's see which one fits best. It is a beautiful day, but I am going to the park. Well, those two sentences aren't opposite, so it wouldn't be but. It is a beautiful day and I am going to the park. That one might fit okay because it adds more detail. It is a beautiful day, so I am going to the park. Well, it's given the reason. They're saying it's a beautiful day and the reason they're going to the park is because it's a beautiful day. So I would say that the best one is so. So in there, we could add in the word so instead of the full stop. Let's have a look at a different sentence. This time, I am going to write this. I did study for the test, full stop. I did not do very well. Full stop again. I did study for the test. I did not do very well. Full stop. Let's see. I did study for the test as I did not do very well. Doesn't quite make sense, does it? I did study for the test, so I did not very well. Again, doesn't make sense. I did study for the test and I did not do very well. Or I did study for the test, but I did not do very well. I think but is the one that fits best. So where the full stop is, I would write but and write it out properly like that. Good luck with your connective work, boys and girls. These are some of the questions that you might be asked on your sheet, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe.